Former cabinet minister and struggle stalwart Pravin Gordhan has passed away. His family has confirmed that he did pass away peacefully in the early hours of this morning. For reaction to his passing, we join on the line now by former minister who worked with Gordhan, Obed Bapela. Mr. Bapela, thanks for your time. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning. I'm the former deputy minister that was with him in the public enterprise until the last administration.
Thanks so much, Mr. Bapela. And of course, very sad news that South Africa is waking up to this morning. A struggle stalwart and activist who made his contribution, unquestioningly so, to this country and its liberation. So just looking at his contributions and impact, what stands out for you as someone who worked closely and deputized for him as well?
Well, he was a very tough person, a non-nonsensical, principles, hard-working, a fearless leader who was not afraid to raise difficult issues, controversial issues for that matter, and confronting them head-on. And unfortunately, sometimes this had put him in collision with his colleagues, members of parliament, attributing it to maybe undermining of them, but that's what he was. And he will just call a spade, and you have to then debate and engage and convince him otherwise. So whenever we're in meeting board members from the public enterprise, whether SAA, Transnet, and ESCOM, there will be this harshness in the room when he enters, but a friendly person, always laughing, but whenever he sees a problem, he goes head on it to find a solution. So may his soul rest in peace. It's a great loss to the country, and we thought in the rebuilding of the African National Congress and continuing to rebuild the society of South Africa. He will be on the side as a retired man, giving advice and wisdom, but unfortunately not had his other plans, and it's a loss to the nation.
Mr. Bapela, as someone who worked closely with him, what would you say was his most enduring influence on yourself?
He'll always put issues and say, what do you think? Before we go to any meeting, he will want me and him sit and then just converse to say, what will be the approach? What do you think about this approach? Sometimes I'll give advice and he say, that advice is weak. I don't think it will work in this environment. I'm going to shout at them. I'm going to push them. And he will walk into the room and say, let's hear your story. And they then present as board members and management of the state entities. And whenever they could not get the report proper, he will then change them and say, no, go back, go and redo your work, continue to do that particular issue until you bring me a solution. He was more a solution-oriented person, and he does not see any solution in any difficult environment. We knew that those people will be set off to go and prepare better. But sometimes it will be embarrassing, and I'll say, hey, Minister, the way you approach them, these are adults who are educated, highly educated, like you and me, but you can't just treat them like this. Sometimes they will then soften up, and then I'll push a line that is more requested so that we can see the work going. But otherwise, it was in the nature of the work. And I do not take anything wrong in that, and I hope all those who have worked with him will take it that way, that he was just as tough and a nonsensical person who just wanted to see results at all given time.
And just finally, Mr. Bapela, how do you think others can carry on? What can they do to continue to honor the contribution of Pravin Gordhan?
We just ask leaders really to be firm, as leaders to be tough, to be hardworking, to be fearless on situations that might definitely be not what we stand for in our struggle for liberation. And then if you see such, and then you think they needed to be confronted, let do so. I know he was very much anti-corruption, and we didn't want to see the painting of the ANC and the government that he was saving associated with any form of corruption. And but obviously, in the decision-making processes, he might have been too much pushy to a level where he created enemies for himself. But I hope those were not permanent enemies. It was in the execution of the job and also trying to get the results and really remove the dent that is on the ANC, which is seen as a corrupt organization. And we hope, therefore, that those who are leaders today can really emulate and take a note, a relief from some of the attributes, and then really begin to build the country forward so that the people can once more have confidence in government and in leadership, particularly the politics of the country.
Mr. Bapela, we thank you so much for your time and condolences to you. And that, of course, was Mr. Obed Bapela, who's an ANC member and former deputy minister who worked with former Minister Pravin Gordhan.